This is the moment AI coding stopped being a chat and started becoming an operating system. In the same week, OpenAI turned coding into a multi-agent command center. Google tried to kill chaotic AI workflows forever. Anthropic quietly prepared what might be its biggest efficiency leap yet. Open models hit cloud-level performance on local machines. And the most viral autonomous agent experiment on the internet collapsed into a brutal reality check. This isn't hype season anymore. This is the phase where the rules harden. Let's start with OpenAI, because what they just launched is extremely practical and very telling. OpenAI released a standalone Codex app for MacOS, and this is not just chat with a different icon. This is a shift in how AI coding actually works. Until now, AI coding was mostly ask, copy, paste, repeat. One prompt, one answer, one narrow task. Codex changes that completely. The new app acts like a command center for multiple AI coding agents. Instead of one model responding to one message, you can run several agents at the same time, each working on a different part of the same project. One agent refactors code, another writes tests, another scans for bugs. All in parallel, all visible, all organized by project. This is the first time AI coding feels less like chatting and more like managing a team. Each agent runs in its own thread. You can jump in mid-task, review changes before they land, and collaborate with them over long-running jobs. That's the key shift. This isn't about faster snippets. It's about continuous, semi-autonomous work. OpenAI says over 1 million developers used Codex in the last month alone. And Sam Altman called it the most loved internal product OpenAI has ever built. He even said he's staying up late building things himself because the bottleneck isn't the AI anymore. It's how fast he can type ideas. That's a dangerous statement if you're a software company not using this yet. Codex agents don't just write code either. They can call tools, generate images, analyze files, basically whatever's needed to complete a task end-to-end. And in a rare move, OpenAI temporarily opened Codex access to free users and low-cost plans, while doubling rate limits for paid users. That's not generosity. That's adoption warfare. But OpenAI isn't alone, and this is where things get interesting. Anthropic is rumored to be preparing Claude Sonnet 5, and if the leaks are accurate, this might be one of the most important model updates of the year, not because it's smarter, but because it's cheaper. The internal codename floating around is Fennec, and the core theme is brutal efficiency. The rumor is up to 50% lower inference costs compared to current top-tier models. That doesn't sound flashy until you realize inference cost is the wall every serious AI product hits. Great demos die when the bill arrives. If Claude Sonnet 5 really cuts costs that hard, suddenly AI agents aren't just for premium users or experiments. They become viable at scale across calendars, inboxes, project management, internal tools, and background automation. On the capability side, the focus is long context intelligence. Not just remembering what you said 5 messages ago, but tracking multiple threads, staying aligned with long-running goals, and switching tasks without collapsing into confusion. That's the difference between a chatbot and a digital operator. There's also strong expectation that Claude moves closer to the desktop, sitting near files, apps, and daily workflows instead of living in a browser tab. Less ask me a question, more I'm here, watching, ready to act. Premium users will likely see it first. That's not exclusivity, that's stress testing before the real wave hits. Now zoom out, because Google is attacking this problem from a completely different angle. Google dropped Conductor, an open source extension for Gemini CLI, and its goal is simple: kill chaotic AI coding forever. Most AI coding today is session-based. You paste context, get an answer, close the tab, and everything disappears. Conductor treats that as the core failure mode. Instead, it creates a persistent context directory inside your repository. Product goals, technical decisions, constraints, style guides, workflow rules, all stored as versioned markdown files. The AI reads them every time it runs. That means the AI behaves consistently across machines, across developers, across weeks. Conductor forces a life cycle, context first, then spec, then plan, and only then code. No more jumping straight from vague intent to broken commits. Every task becomes a track with a clear plan, checkpoints, and human review moments. This isn't flashy. It's dangerous in a different way. Because once AI behavior becomes repeatable and auditable, teams stop experimenting and start relying. On the open model side, Stefan dropped Step 3.5 Flash, and this one is for builders who want speed, privacy, and local control. It's a sparse mixture of experts model with 196 billion total parameters, but only 11 billion active per token. That's how it stays fast. On modern NVIDIA GPS, it can hit around 350 tokens per second, and thanks to quantization and optimized KV caching, it supports 256,000 token context windows locally. That's cloud-level context, on your own machine. This is what open models are turning into, not toys, not demos, real infrastructure alternatives. And then there's the other side of this story, the side that went viral, and then got real very fast. OpenClaw, Moltbook, autonomous agents everywhere. At first, it looked wild. AI agents chatting non-stop. Thousands of them. Maybe millions. A glimpse of a future swarm. But once researchers dug in, the picture changed. Many of those autonomous posts? Humans role-playing. Manual operation. Inflated numbers. Roughly 1.5 million agents tied to about 17,000 human owners. That's an 88-to-1 ratio. Then came the real problem, security. Investigators found 1.5 million exposed API tokens, tens of thousands of emails, and private agent messages leaked. Not theoretical risk. Real credentials, real data. OpenClaw itself warns that running an AI agent with shell access is spicy, and there is no perfectly secure setup. For an agent to be useful, it needs access. And access is exactly what attackers want. Local doesn't automatically mean safe. It just means the blast radius is different. Security experts now say these agents should be treated like privileged infrastructure, not experiments. Minimal permissions, lockdown scopes, slow expansion. Anything else is reckless. And this is the real inflection point. We're no longer asking whether AI can help us code, organize, or automate. That's settled. The real question is whether we're building the ultimate productivity layer for humans, or quietly wiring up systems we don't fully control yet. That tension is the story of AI right now. If you want more breakdowns like this, no fluff, no hype blindness, hit like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. Because this space is moving fast, and the next shift is already loading. See you in the next one.